Things are looking up, now the stars are all aligned. I prefer apologies on greeting cards with underlines. Finally looking up, finally keeping you in mind. You can take advantage of me thinking ahead of time. And oh, I know you'll never find a way out without me stuck.
Alright, game 8 on our season. We'll come out of the rough stretch and move into the last third of the season. So on the road for the first time ever, Coach Sammy against Coach Feisty in the SEC battle. Florida rival in real life, not really much of a rival in football since we can't seem to beat anything but my Wildcats, and going on the road to face the Ole Miss Rebels. And you know, if I'm showing special teams, that means something good had to happen out the gates, and really special teams had a big impact on the game, for good and bad for us. But this was the good. Usually we put in the backup running back Sanders, but he really doesn't do a whole lot of anything, so we leave King in since he doesn't do anything in the passing game. What do you know? Gets in the middle, is able to break it back to the outside, avoids the dive, and gets a touchdown. So we get on the board early, excited. And it didn't really matter much because a couple plays later, you can see I think that was play number 2, out of bounds. And the next play, just 3 strikes down the field for a touchdown. As they answer back, as Mackey gets his first of 3 touchdown passes on the day. Pretty easy play there for Herman as they tie up the game. And we try to respond, get on the move there. You can see all day in the pocket, and is able to find Rourke down the sideline and gets a block, breaking the man coverage. And then a couple plays later, or that might have been the next play, King, who really doesn't do anything, feel bad because I say that, and then he ends up getting a touchdown. It was supposed to be a slant, but he broke it up the field because of the coverage, and Newton finds him, and we go back up 14-7. So after getting a stop, we thinking we're having a chance to help put some distance between us. No, we don't. Get the catch there by, I believe that's Boyd, and gets lit up, fumbles the ball, and the Rebels recover. So a little bit of a momentum swing. But as you can see, we answer back. Big play there by Burden. Picks off the short pass on 3rd down and runs it back for a touchdown. And still gives us a 14-point lead that we would have got if we could have gotten the end zone. You can see they're just sitting in the little flat route, and runs it back for a touchdown. So 21-7. But they answer back. We go for the pick, miss, and easy score. Just Logan just catch and run. Easy one. There's not really a whole lot you could do about that one. They gambled and did not pay off. So they cut the lead back down to 7. So later in the second quarter, the back half, you can see their counter hasn't worked all year for us. One of our bread and butter plays. And Russell's able to break it out, breaks it back in to avoid the tackle, and gets a score of 52 yards to increase the lead back to 14 in the high-scoring game. You can see there, perfect blocking up the middle, and thank you animation system, nice little sliding off the lineman. Doesn't lose any momentum, keeps going for the score. Go down to less than 2 minutes. You know, they're looking deep. We get a pick there. That's Burden second on the day if you're keeping count. And it would amount to not a whole lot of anything. We got some yards to get in field goal range, but you can see there a sack. I believe, I don't remember who that's by, but a sack nonetheless. And we just are just going to let the clock run down and take the field goal. So a little bit of a timing game here. We get the kick, almost get it blocked. At 31-14 going into the half, and then coming out the same route down the left. You figure this time, well, maybe if we don't go for the catch, if we swat, we'll get a stop. We don't. And Bolden makes us pay as he takes the run a couple yards off to the left. Looks like power or stretch, something like that. They get the score, make it 31-21. And that was just a weird play. Like, there's really no one open, so we just had to check it down but avoid the sack. And after getting a stop and getting the ball back, we find a streak down the field as Rourke gets the catch, and the big hit knocks him into the end zone for the touchdown. So it makes it 38-14. Early in the fourth quarter, and the fireworks would continue. This guy gets a pick going over the middle, and second down we catch him in all-out blitz, and we get a score. Newton takes a big hit but finds a tight end for the touchdown. That makes it 45-21, 3-score game, 2-point conversions. Feeling pretty happy, but they get down the field quickly and get the score, as you can see there, but they would not get the 2-point conversion. So after punting the ball, kicking off the ball, Russell breaks a big run up the middle to get down to the 25, and Sanders comes in and takes a toss, and the corner can't get him and ends up getting the score. So ends up making it 52-27. I think, yeah. So score, but they answer back. They get a score. You can see there the off tackle and shotgun for Bolden getting the score. So then back to special teams. Onside kick. He does not pick up the ball. He just hit him in the hands and drops it. And they get the ball back. So we figure this time maybe we'll try cutting him off and try to pick it off. That does not work either. And they get the big play. And you can see there, touchdown pass. His final of the game as he gets a score. So they don't get a 2-1 conversion again. So that cuts the lead down to 13. And another onside kick. And this time we figured, well, we'll dive and cover it up. That doesn't work either. And they get the ball back. But this time, there's not a whole lot of time left. But this time, Bailey comes across the field, gets the pick. And that is essentially in the game finally. It's starting to get a little worried down the stretch. You can see, yardage-wise, Ole Miss had more. They went deep a lot. So you're going to get big chunks of yards if you get those. On the other hand, we ran the ball pretty well. 184 yards, not many sacks. But Russell did have a good game. Newton also had a good game, only 3 incompletions and 3 TDs with no picks. And we spread the ball around receiving. We had 8 different guys catch passes. And on the other side, you can see Mackey, 14 incompletions, 5 of those picks, 429 yards. Turnovers definitely helped a lot. Bolden actually had a good run game, just a lot of sacks. We had, I believe, 5 on the day, so negative 67 for Mackey to bring that back some. And receiving, of course, they're going down the field a lot, so you're going to have guys getting triple yardage. You know what I mean. So, that would be it for this one. A good game, Feisty. Best of luck to you in your final 2. I saw that you played Bama, so I started doing this. That makes us 6-2. So we are now bowl eligible, which is cool. I mean, bowl eligibility for Kentucky is kind of a big deal. Don't know how we'll fare when we get to that point, but really can't complain. You look at our first 2/3 of the season, we've been able to pick up 6 wins. That's not bad. The best record Kentucky's ever had, I believe, is 7-5. So we have the opportunity to tie that, possibly. I think we have Mississippi State, if Outlaw is going to be able to come back before the end of the season. And then we've got Georgia, Tennessee, and Vandy. So we're looking to try to finish strong. Usually we struggle down the middle. That's a typical whatever of a coach team by me. We can't seem to put it together for 12 weeks or for 12 games. We always have the lull in the middle. Never changed. So We're going to try to finish strong. I like even though we gave up a lot of yards, I like the aggressiveness by the defense. Some of it got us burned, but we made some plays on that side of the ball. And then offensively, we protected the ball, which is always important, and we got good balance. And never can argue with that. So for now, I will sign out, and hopefully we'll be able to get this Vandy game in sometime this week, and I will get a weekly recap in ESPN up soon.
By the time I figured this